can't move. I know. Don't worry, I won't hurt you. That would take more animating. What do you mean? Who are you? I'm the designer. I made this game. Now, something else I also have to give PacBilly credit for is voice direction. Now, while I, of course, was doing most of the dialogue in this game for the main character and the designer, things like how to speak that line, PacBilly and I were working together, and he was like listening to my lines and giving me feedback and saying, no, do it like this. And without that, I don't think this would have turned out as funny. Like the way he says, "I'm the designer," you know, like there were several takes for that, and I think it came out quite well. Now, obviously, this is my avatar. Some people who don't know my YouTube channel, who've seen this, is like, why is he like Bob Ross? But he's the. He looks familiar. Didn't you used to drive a taxi? No, but I get that a lot. As you can see, it's the taxi driver from Mercenary 3.
Mercenary 3.
Yeah.
The other thing I would like to point out is that the desk is based on, apparently, your real-life desk.
Exactly.
Is that true?
I'm in fact sitting by it right now. And that was actually my real-life monitor. I've since got a new one. You can see
the one on the left.
Yeah, the point at which I got a widescreen monitor is the point at which my YouTube videos go from, my modern YouTube game videos go from 4:3 to 16:9. You can see that's when I got my monitor. So, as if anyone in the world cares, that's when I got my monitor.
Right.
Yeah. Now you can see this
Jim Trivia.
Yeah, Jim Trivia. Yeah, it should be a website, jimtrivia.com.
Or a game. It could be a game. We could make a Jim Trivia.
It'll be the worst game ever. Now you
Hosted
can see
by the lazy guy.
Yeah.
So at what point did Jim?
Yeah.
Did Jim get a new monitor? What day?
That really is the worst game ever. But you can see on the monitors some sort of preview screens of the next adventure game, which is alluded to several times, which none of these are real screens from a game. They're sort of just very basic concept, like a spaceship falling to a planet there with the fire coming out of it. And because it was like this low resolution off in the distance, I could afford to make it look like there was a lot going on when there was nothing. And in the right here, these are actually screenshots of the AGS editor. Like these purple bits here, that's the sprites, the sprite editor, because the purple is the transparent color. So the image of this guy is actually all purple around here, but it makes purple completely transparent. So.
Oh, really?
A little bit of inside. And Spoon, of course, Spoon. That will be even more important than the twig in the next game. So, yes. Anyway, the only way out of here is to talk, because we can't move, because the designer has disabled us. And it is kind of arrogant of me to cast myself in my own game as God, but you know me by now. It's nothing surprising. So,
you know that he's God by now.
Exactly. Yeah. When someone asks if you're a god, you say yes. Okay, like I said, I'm not going to do all the dialogue options because I'll leave you something to actually play. But let's ask him. Let's tell him. See, obviously this does look very different to the rest of the game. I still think it could do with a lot of improvement, but I actually made some effort when I was making this, and it's supposed to sort of.
He ray traced his desk. My question is, you're sitting, like, if this is your desk, before we keep going with the dialogue, if you're sitting at your desk and you're sitting in the middle of it, it appears that there's, like, in the way of where your legs would go.
Yeah.
Some wooden bits, like some, you know.
Yep.
Is that the way it really is?
Yep, that's the actual nature of my desk. It's right here. So I have to keep my legs apart, but I do anyway because of, well, let's just say broken door fragments wouldn't fit in my trousers. Anyway, yeah, let's tell him how good this place looks. Well, this place looks much better than the rest of the game. Thanks. Although that isn't saying much. Well, this game is just a test to see what I can do. It's pretty much over with at this point. And the funny thing is, at this point in the game, that actually was true. This was I thought, going to be the end of the game. So just
and that's, I think, why I've seen several people.
Motivation, or even distinguishable limbs. Well, I had to start somewhere. I'm not happy about this. Why?
I was just going to say, I think that's why so many people, reading comments and watching playthroughs, so many people get to this part and they think that it's going to be over.
Right.
That this is it, and it was it at one time. This was sort of it just developed organically, and so it has this very real continuance from. I don't want to say too much, so just keep going.
No, that's fine. Now, this is the first sort of dialogue tree, which I've seen in a lot of adventure games. Like, you've got to basically find the thing to talk to him, to say to him, that will get him to do something. So, I want to do something more fun. Like what? You can try to motivate him, and saying things like, "How about a space battle? Got one of those in the works already. I might actually finish it one day." And that game is actually very close to completion and will be out very soon. So stay tuned.
And if you've watched it, if you're watching this after it's already come out, then it's already out.
Then you know what it is, and download and play that too.
Yeah, and you played it.
Yeah. And I'll probably do a commentary on that too. So anyway, so yeah, I'll skip. Let's move on because actually, I can't think of anything else. Neither could I at the time. I'm not happy about this. Why? Neither can I at the time is sort of fourth wall breaking thing.
It's a wonderful fourth wall. The fourth wall is already broken.
Oh yeah, the fourth wall is a thin layer of dust at this point.
Yeah, and what that line does is pull its trousers down and urinate all over the fourth wall of the crumbs from the fourth wall.
Right. That's what I said about your imagination. Stop it. Seriously, yeah, no, that's fine. Never stop being you, man. There's this endless well of crazy shit coming out of your brain, and I love it. An endless well? No, that's wrong. An endless fountain. Anyway, moving on. So let's now see. Anyone who knows me knows basically the moral of this story already is that I can be lazy. I don't finish things, and so that was what I was trying to get at with this. You just shouldn't be doing this. Why? There are two ways to get him to advance the game, and this here is one of them. Because if you don't finish this game, you won't finish the next. That's because people who know me know that I've started a lot of projects and haven't finished them, and this was the first one I really finished, and it really changed things for me. And I'm getting ahead of myself a bit, but let's get into this later. There's a couple of jokes in here, I think, like this one. This dialogue tree is overly long. I've seen longer. That's what she said. And I think that was your idea too, PacBilly. The badum-tish thing.
Where did you find the badum-tish?
I think you gave them to me.
Yeah, I've got the free.
Yeah, the royalty-free one. Yeah. So I was very concerned not to use any copyrighted sound effects and get sued for this free game that nobody's ever heard of. So yeah. Anyway, let's try to hit a nerve with the designer here, because if you don't finish this game, you won't finish the next. You'll just prove that you don't have the patience to persist with game development. I bloody do. You'll procrastinate and make excuses and never finish it. Alright, that's enough from you.
I have to say that effect was amazing.
Well, this looks like shit. He reset the game, but I remember what happened. I knew he didn't know what he was doing. Maybe I can stop him. Now I have an antagonist and motivation. It's almost like a real adventure. Sorry, you were saying...
that effect was amazing to me when I first viewed it.
The dissolving of the main character, like...
Yeah, with the eye beams and whatnot. But now what you thought was the game is over, and the real game is just beginning, now which is such a great...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, this is the this is where the game really gets good, I think, and it's kind of unfortunate that the beginning of the game is really in comparison so lackluster, but that's
well, it's still very silly in the beginning. I mean, there's reasons people are motivated to get through that beginning part. It's just not very compelling from an urgency point of view, from a plot point of view. You know,
but I think it's also less funny. I think if I was to do it over, I would sort of try to put more into the beginning of the game to give you some sense that there's going to be more in it, but that would kind of ruin the joke, because this whole game is a gag. You know, it's that the game is shitty, but the shitty characters in the game sort of become aware of that and aren't happy about it. This main character, like, I don't want to be a shitty game character. You know, I want to be a good game character, like Guybrush Threepwood and something. You know, and he's not, and he's pissed off about it, and that's what his motivation is. You know, and that's.
But also, though, if you look at classical story structure, the first act always takes a bit longer to develop, and then you know, the first act is when you put your protagonist up in a tree. Second act, you throw rocks at him. This is the second act. We're throwing rocks at him.
Yeah, where to refer, if we refer to the hero's journey, we have left the ordinary world, and we're now, you know, we have our enemy, and we've been through the supreme ordeal. No, wait, the supreme ordeal's still coming. I read the writer's journey a while ago, and didn't write, but this is my first real sort of successful venture into writing, I suppose, if you can call it that. Are you familiar with the hero's journey?
I am. Joseph Campbell.
That's right. Yeah.
And I've actually, Joseph Campbell has distilled storytelling for everyone, and I think too many movies and books follow Joseph Campbell entirely too closely to the point that you can tell exactly which beat is coming next before it happens.
But there is.
Anyway,
there is. Yeah, we could talk.
But
about
not
that
in
all day.
this, and that's what we're.
Yeah.